welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Blackfeather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or Raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second, if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out, and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. There we go. Hello. We're back for another Tickfaw Files. We're rapidly frighteningly approaching the series finale in in 3 to 4 weeks. So things are getting intense. This is going to be a lot of fun. Um, Dick started a fight last week for legitimate reasons, and
I'm gonna
and
start
not
a fight.
and not just because she wanted to start a fight. That was just a bonus. um, this is going to be really interesting. But we'll let everybody do introductions, and then we'll pass it on over to Rowan. I'm forgetting something. Sponsors. Before we do that, sponsors. Fundamental RPG and Grinding Coffee Company. Go to grindingcoffee.co. Use the code RAVYN. You can get 13% off your order. Really freaking good coffee. There's the links to the sponsors and chat. Also, if you would like to help us not die, every 5 retweets on that tweet that's there in chat gives us a d6 that we can use to hopefully not die. Yeah, so that would be great. Ron, I'll let you take it away with the introductions.
Yeah, the internet pooped.
That's
They're installing fiber outside, so that's probably why.
I got you.
Is my camera not coming up?
No.
Well, we're gonna have to play music with camera. Sorry about that, everybody. Internet died.
Okay.
Riley, let me have you turn it on.
Okie dokie.
Ooh.
Do I have to turn mine off again?
I'm not sure. Hold on.
Did I fuck it up? I'm so sorry if I fucked it up.
No worries. All right. Yeah, Rowan, try turning yours off. And then Gaz, turn yours on. Okay, no. Not in the right second.
Oh,
You know what part of the problem is too.
oh boy. The Savoy and Jonas
Here
are
we go.
just.
All right, Rowan, turn yours on.
We start stream. Jonas is just like, ow, my arm.
Okay. You know what? We're just gonna move right on over.
That works, I guess.
Get over there.
Get over there. Get over here.
There, that works. So,
Yeah. Okay, I was gonna
Introductions.
say. Hi, this is Tickfaw Files. This is Monster of the Week. It takes place in 2040, Louisiana, near the Springfield, the Tickfaw National Park. Yeah. Sorry about the mix-up. So our intrepid band of adventurers, last when we left off, they are now in the world of the Fae. The realm that the fairies have hidden in after being chased out by humans thousands of years ago. And they are trying to return and regain the world. So last time they started a fight with the fairy royalty, the fox moths, and Mira ran off with Lily to seek safety at Jonas's behest. They're being followed by Naomi. Everyone else is fighting rabid foxes. So with that, let's introduce our players. First off, I'm Rowan North. I'm a freelance illustrator and art educator, and I'll have a link to my website on that side. Yeah, that side. And let's go next to Riley. Introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, I'm Riley. I play Jonas. Jonas's arm is hurt. Got bit by a fox.
Oh, it
And
sucks.
he's sad because he had to send Mira and Lily away to safety. The cinnamon roll broke last time, and because the cinnamon roll broke, everything has gone to shit. So, yes, I'm Riley. You can find me online everywhere at Arieli Knits, and I can put some links out in chat.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Next, Yaz.
I'm Yaz.
That is just take food in your mouth. I'm so sorry.
Just take food in my mouth. I knew you were gonna call on me. I'm Yaz. I am a graphic illustrator and artist, primarily fantasy based. You can see most of my artwork on Twitter or Instagram, which I will put my links in the chat. However, my website links are still under construction and will probably be for a hot minute. Anyways, I play Savoy and Zahil, and as we've come to know them, Savoy usually being the cool-headed one and Zahil being the hot-tempered one. Last session, the tables were turned, or as Vanessa said, the turns were tabled. And Savoy sort of lost their shit for a minute, so that's where we're at.
A minute, they're still losing their shit.
There's like a whole monologue.
Oh goodness.
Anyways, that's
fabulous.
It.
Thank you. Next, Vanessa. Introduce yourself, Amira.
Hello, I am Vanessa. I'm the token Canadian of the group, and I am primarily a traditional artist. I work in watercolor and pencil sketch, and recently I just started getting more into digital art again. So I'll pop some links in the chat just in case anybody is curious to see my work. And I play Mira, and she is a red cap fairy, which is the fairy equivalent of a vampire. So she has to drink human blood to stay young and alive. And last session, yes, as her friends were starting to fend off these fox fairies, she decided that the best option would be to take Lily, who was frightened and ready to leave, and disappear into the forest to find a place of safety so that they could figure out what to do next.
Fabulous. Thank you so very much. Last but not least is Raven.
Hello, I am Raven. I am a professional game master, and I do pretty much everything in tabletop, from game design to art, voice acting, all that good stuff. There we go. No worries.
I wasn't bringing up chat. Sorry.
It's cool. You didn't. It didn't move you around, so we're good.
Perfect.
So yeah, I played Dick. She is a private detective who's had a lot of experience with fairies and things like that. So she's a little bit familiar with what's going on. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. All right. So we're actually going to start off with Mira, Lily, and Naomi. Mira, you awake suddenly in the forest. You have no recollection of falling asleep. With Lily kind of over you, shaking your shoulders. It's like, wake up! Wake up!
Mira quickly tries to right herself and figure out what happened, and she just looks at Lily and she says, "What happened? Why am I waking up?"
Well, we ran into the woods and there was the dark part of the forest and everyone lost their senses. I don't know where Naomi went, but she was here a second ago. I think I fell asleep too. Forest does weird things to you. But you're okay now.
Mira kind of like takes a steadying breath and she smooths Lily's hair down. And it's kind of like a motion to calm herself more than it's to calm Lily. So just touching her, knowing that it's her and she's actually there. And she just kind of mumbles like, "Yes, yeah, it's all right now." But then she focuses more on trying to find Naomi. She doesn't she looks around just to see if maybe she's close by, or I don't know, she wants to find her.
There is no sign of her. But I'll have you roll investigate a mystery to see if you can get details on what may have happened to you.
Okay. Investigation, is that sharp?
Yes.
Great. With my modifier, that's a 5.
You know jack and shit about your situation. More than that, I think I get to take a hard move. Make sure to add experience.
I also get level. Woohoo!
Woo! Woo! I was muted. I said just make sure you take experience. Yeah. I think I get to make a hard move. So first off, yeah, there's no sign of Naomi. You're not sure, and you have no idea where in the forest you are, or even why you fell asleep. But you definitely feel that odd feeling of being watched, like the whole forest itself, perhaps maybe sentient. Lily seems fine. She doesn't seem bothered by this in the slightest. You have no idea how long you were out, or even the direction you have to go to get back on the path. So, but yeah, Lily seems completely nonplussed.
Lily, is there any way that you can figure out where to go? You said you've been in these woods before, right?
Yes, I know where to go. You have to go that way. She points to a thicket, a place where the vines that have grown over the trees just seems to be almost impenetrable. However, there are small holes, at least towards the bottom, like almost crawl holes, like goblin-sized crawl holes, all spaces.
Is that the way to the castle, Lily, or is that the way back to our friends?
To the castle, Sally. That's where we're going. That's where I wanted to go from the beginning.
Maybe
Isn't
we
that
should.
where we want to go?
Yes, but maybe we should try to find Naomi before we go. She's lost in here too, right?
Oh, I don't know. But if we go to the castle, I can ask someone who might know.
What do you mean, who might know? How would they know?
These woods are their woods, right? So if anybody is lost in them, then they can find them. It makes sense.
Mira straightens back up from where she was kind of crouched with Lily, and she takes a few steps back in the direction that's opposite of where Lily pointed out where to go, as if she knows it's not really useful, but as if she's like straining to hear or maybe sense something coming from her friends and where they just were with the rest of the fox fairies. Is she able to use her magic to probe? Like, is there any way for her to?
Yes, you can use kind of a magic sense.
Okay.
Just know that there will be consequences if you fail.
Yes. Aha! It's a 14. Thank you.
Oh, damn, son. Okay, so I'm gonna treat this kind of like a. Okay, first, tell me what the fact of the magic that you're trying to use is. Like, what specifically you're trying to look out for.
I guess in the way I picture it in my mind is kind of like you know, in movies when boats are like using sonar or radar or whatever, and little pinpoints come up on the screen to indicate that there is something. I kind of picture it to be like that, where she's trying to push her magic out in a way that will alert her to, I guess, basically the signatures of her friends.
Okay. You succeeded. But these woods are... Here, this is what I'll do. Is I'm going to answer some questions about that you weren't able to figure out from investigative mystery. It won't be specifically what you're looking for, but it'll give you information that you...
Okay.
Will that help? Okay. So, as you're trying to do this, you get weird results back, like almost like the force itself is tampering. Everything around you is thick with magic. It's almost like you're in a magic cloud, a fog, and there's so many trees and so much other wildlife around that is just out of sight that your results come in just weird. There's a few things that you are able to figure out, though. You do know that whatever happened, one, you left the path. Or whatever spell that the foxes had that protected the path or made the path clear to you, that was gone. So there is no sign of the path, there is no sign of the clearing. And you honestly wonder if the path was even there to begin with, or if that was some sort of like something to do with the foxes. You know for certain that this forest is very enchanted. It's the kind of forest that people are meant to get lost in. That either this perhaps at one time was supposed to serve as a protection for Tamriel and his people early on, perhaps. Or maybe that this is a defense that's made for the upcoming war, where if humans, say, were to wander in or try to fight or get to the prince, they would be lost. Unfortunately, whatever reason there was for this forest to be enchanted, it has been corrupted over time, just like everything else. But what you also know for certain, and your radar does ping on this very easily, is Lily feels like two people, and that's Tamriel and Lily. This is something you already knew, but what you realize is that compass that Lily has must be like linked to her soul bond with Tamriel. So that's simply why she knows the way to the castle and why she would know the way back to your friends necessarily.
Right.
If your friends say had the other pieces of Temru, which I don't think they did, I don't think any of you had any of the pieces of Temru, right? With you?
I don't think Mira took the necklace anyway. I don't know if the others. Do you guys have anything belonging to Tamria?
The only one that they had that they used to get there was the mirror. The rest of them stayed at Savoy's estate.
Hmm. So you get a feeling like maybe whatever pieces of Tamriu there are in this world, she may be able to find. But you don't know for certain. Like, you would have to change your approach to magic, perhaps a big magic where you would be able to sense out specifically pieces of Tamriu using Lily as basically your basis. But in general, that's what you know.
Mira turns back to Lily and crouches with her again, and she looks at her in the face and says, "Lily, is Temrio ever able to speak to me?"
Yeah. You want to talk to him? He's
Yeah,
mad right now.
Could I speak to him, please?
Okay. And then she gets that far off look and immediately falls to her knees as that purple glow comes around her, and Timryu hits the ground and is like, "You fools! This was supposed to be the easy part for you. But no. Oh no, you'd rather complicate things for yourselves, wouldn't you?" The last thing I want was for the other pieces to have their way. And you're certainly making that harder.
I don't really know what to say. I mean, clearly this is not the way I intended things to go, but you know what? That's where we are at the moment. So are you going to help me? Can you help me at least?
What? Help you how? What exactly do you want from me?
I need to find them. I need to know where they are. I have no idea where I am or how to get back to them.
Getting back to them won't be so simple. Are you sure you want that? The easiest thing to do is just head straight for the castle, which was your plan in the first place, wasn't it? And I'm not just saying that because I want you there. I'm saying that because literally this forest isn't made for backtracking.
Mira kind of grits her teeth for a minute, and she stays silent for about 15-20 seconds before she says anything. And then she just says, "I need to know where they are."
Well, from what I know, obviously they're probably back with the foxes, doing whatever they want, or hell, back in their human realm. Who knows? But regardless, I believe that they are safe. The only way to know for certain is to get to a mirror, which would be in the castle, wouldn't it?
Damn it, Temryu. She like stands up and does a little walk away for a second to kind of simmer down a little bit before she comes back to him.
Look, this is not the way I wanted things to go either. What I intended was for all of you to walk on up as a group, happy heroes, and face my lazy, depressed, broken self.
Do you think I wanted this any more than you did? I didn't want this to go this way.
Well, I don't know how to help you. If you try to backtrack, you are going to be lost in the madness of this forest. I mean, granted, I would absolutely love to have you join us, but not in that way.
I can't lose them to this forest.
Well, he makes a frustrated noise, and he's like, think about it this way. Either you lose them or hope that they make it out. As far as you know, they could be just fine. I mean, good heavens, as far as we know, perhaps your little friend that was following you was picked up by the goblins or something, or the warring tribes of Foxmods, or whoever the hell knows. I mean, certainly people know that you are guests of this place. Granted, not everyone agrees with the plans of whatever piece of me land that. Regardless.
So are you telling me that there are no options? Or are you telling me that there are dangerous options?
There are dangerous options. I'm telling you what your best option is. And your best option is that to go to the castle yourself, or everything and everyone will be lost. And do something about this later. Or hope and pray that they are picked up by people who can help lead them through the forest, as the moths were supposed to do for you.
Mira kind of bares her teeth at him, and obviously doesn't do anything because, you know, it's still Lily. But there's clear distress in her, and you know the way she's holding her body, and she just looks like she doesn't know what she should choose.
My God, are you a fairy or are you human?
She makes a little snarl at that.
Because you certainly show loyalty like a human, but yet you're threatening me like a fairy. So it's time for you to decide, which one are you? Are you going to be impulsive like a human? Or are you going to be calm and calculating like a fairy?
I can make the decision to go back for my friends in a calm and calculated way, Temryu. It's not a spur of the moment decision. It's a situation that we walked into on your behest, might I add, playing this fucking game that you've sent us on time and time again. I just want to assure their safety before I go waltzing into anything else you have planned. So if you don't want to help me, then you can shut the fuck up.
He crosses his arms, and you see like that trickle of purple blood from his mouth again. And he says, "This was always about you. It wasn't about me. Or perhaps it was. Honestly, I've lost track."
Mira.
But,
oh, go ahead.
But ultimately, this will end with you and your friends, and whatever decision you decide to make. Basically, I've been the one who's just been sitting here twiddling my thumbs and waiting for you to come to a decision.
Oh, please. The way you feign innocence, it's revolting, honestly.
You think that we're all one in purpose? We certainly aren't. And we all have different ideas and ideals for how this is going to go. I, for one, would love to see either perhaps my weaker parts of myself done away with, or we're all united. However, the man that's sitting on that throne right now,
You are
And
made of
I don't-
nothing. Oh, Mira she straightens up and she makes a very visible effort to wipe the last bit of anger from her face. And she stares down at Temryu and she just kind of laughs, and there's absolutely no humor to it. But she looks at him and she just goes, "You are a disappointment. I'd like to have Lily back, please."
I'm fine by me. Sure, play into your human sympathies. See if I can. And with that, he's gone.
What about the humans? Sorry, I didn't hear very well.
Play into your human sympathies. See if I care.
If only Mira could throttle Temryu without hurting Lily. That would be nice.
All right. So, yeah, Lily's back and she just blinks up at you. So where are we going?
Before Mira answers, she decides that, none of this is Lily's fault, and, Lily's her girl. So she just kind of like squats down in front of Lily, and just gives her a quick little squeeze first. And it seems like maybe Mira needs it more than Lily does.
Lily actually wraps her arms around your neck and gives it a hug and says, "I'm sorry that he makes you mad. I don't mean to make you mad."
Mira pulls back from her a little bit, and her eyes are a little bit misty, but she just kind of ruffles Lily's hair and straightens up, and holds her hand out to Lily, and she says, "All right, kid, let's go to the castle."
Yay! And she takes your hand and happily leads you forward, or ducking into the thorn bush, in the thicket ahead. All right, with that, let's go back to our other intrepid heroes that are currently fighting a bunch of wild
Rabid foxwolves or foxmoths.
foxes.
Sorry, you guys. I had a plan to come back and save you, but apparently that doesn't pan out. So you're on your own.
Hey, I
No, that-
appreciate
It
the
was
spot.
not.
That was
It
gold.
very, very hard.
And why you gotta say heroes like?
What the fuck?
What?
Let me get a timer up. So yeah, you'll have 5 minutes, Riley, to beat GM, and Rowan will beat Jonas.
Okay.
You get to
Come on,
describe how
Riley.
this scene goes down, I guess, or how this
do
fight
us
went down.
a solid here, Riley. Come on.
Okay.
All right, starting.
I'm determining how to
now.
play this. Okay. So you guys are there. The foxes are biting you. Savoy, you have managed to save Zahil's date, and they are now flung over your shoulder. Dick, what are you doing?
Between punching foxes that are getting too close to Jonas, I think Dick's looking for the group's exit. Because Dick's plan is to head to the castle while all this is happening.
Okay, and what are you doing, Jonas?
So, Jonas is helping out the ones that are currently getting thrown into the fight without meaning to. Probably the ones that have continued to keep calm as opposed to losing themselves to whatever rage is going on. But he's mostly just trying to keep an eye on everyone there, making sure they're okay. Probably trying to regroup with his friends.
Okay, Jonas, I want you to roll. Let me pull up my sheet. Roll sharp.
Sharp. Okay. So like an
You have a plus
something?
1 on sharp.
Okay, excellent. Okay. That is okay. That's a 10 then.
Okay, so you are able to notice that a bigger fox is coming up from behind you to try and
It's
attack
always
you.
a bigger fox. Okay, can I roll to kick some axe? I want to suplex the fox that's in front of me and throw them back over my head. Hit the fox that's coming up from behind.
Okay. Yes. Roll tough. You have a +0 on tough.
Oh no. What have I done? Suplex the fox. Shit. That's a 5. Can I use a extra d6?
Sure, but I'm gonna roll against you.
Oh no.
What?
I got a 6.
Got a 2. So you got 9.
Okay. So mixed success.
Mixed success. So you are able to get the fox behind you, but you kind of like tweak your neck a little bit, throwing the fox over your head.
You gotta remember to stretch first before doing that.
Yeah.
I'm out of practice, but using too much magic.
Dick, roll sharp to see if you can figure out an exit plan.
All right. It's an 8.
Do I take? Oh, by the way, do I take any damage for tweaking my neck?
Yes, 1 damage.
Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna use one of the postman always rings twice to re-roll that.
Okay.
And it's a 10.
Okay, so you are able to see. You remember the direction that Mira and Lily went, so you have a feeling that that would be a good place to start going. And like the foxes are getting a little bit tired, so you might be able to outrun them, but you're also a little bit tired. So if you kick, so like, I don't know, you can see the direction Mira and Lily went, but it's dark, but you know you can go that way, and you know that if you get a couple of these foxes out of the way, you'll have a straight line to that direction.
Okay. I would like to pull out Betty, the pistol, and fire it into the air to get the crowd to split, so we can run out.
Okay, do you relay this plan to Jonas and Savoy?
Yeah, I'll look over and be like, all right, hey, we're getting out of here. Follow my lead. Can you mute your mic, Rowan?
My mic was muted.
No, you're not. You're not.
No, I'm not muted. But it was.
It was still echoing. Like bad. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's still echoing somewhere. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll say stick close. We're getting out of here, and show them the gun before I shoot it.
Does anybody have anything to say about a gun being flashed? Jonas.
Whoa. You're not shooting anyone, right? Like, I know we're beating them up, but we're like not killing anyone, right?
No, I'm not shooting anybody. I'm shooting the air. It's to scare them out of the way.
I mean, as long as you're not just not hurting anyone, that's fine.
Look, I wasn't asking for permission, but I'm not hitting anybody. Just stay close. And with that, she's gonna fire a
that
couple of
bullets
rounds.
fall off in the air and hit someone?
So Jonas at this point and Savoy at this point, like all the foxes that did not want to be in this fight, you have successfully taken out of the fight. So you would be okay moving. I rolled for that, I promise.
You're the GM.
Gonna book it towards where Mara left.
Savoy with Fox date slung over their shoulder, fireman carries style, is gonna haul ass behind you because that sounds way better than hiding underneath the food tables.
It's amazing. That's 5 minutes, by the way.
Okay. Woo! Did I do okay, Rowan? Did I ruin it?
Well, I was planning on something, but I can change plans. It's not like I plan things to the T. Anyways. So you all managed to make it into the woods. And then, give me 1 second. I have to think now. Luckily, you brought the fox with you. You notice something strange. Actually, I want you guys to roll investigate a mystery or read a bad situation for me.
Okay. Is that
Which
sharp?
It's
Or
sharp.
weird?
Okay, they're both sharp.
That's an 8 for Jonas.
That's a 9 for Savoy.
It's a 6 for Dick.
Okay.
10. Ooh. Oh.
Okay. Dick, take a point of sanity. You're unstable again, I think.
Okay.
The rest of you are okay. I think. What was the you got, Jonas?
I got a 9.
9. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So Dick, as you're running into the woods, you feel the darkness pressing in against you. As you roll deeper and deeper, and you see the path like starting to close in behind you, as well. So there's no way back. And that starts to make you feel that panic rising in your chest again. You still have your phone and your headphone, right?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna start playing Queen's Don't Stop Me Now. Channeling some Shaun of the Dead energy. To start laughing at my situation. And keep focusing on the castle.
Just like kind of more like going bad laughter. I'm so fine.
Dick's manically laughing behind us.
Not really manic laughing, but just trying to find humor in the absurdity of it so that she doesn't freak out.
Jonas appreciates the song choice and like will kind of chuckle.
All right. So for the rest of you, yeah, you do also see this forest kind of close behind you. You realize that this probably has something to do, like the pack perhaps was going visible because of the foxes. And that's when the date speaks up, your date's in the way, and says, wait, don't go any further on your own.
The boy slows down and is like, guys, hold on. And very gently and very chastely, Savoy puts the fox damsel, what was her name, Kala?
Yes, Kala Lily.
Kala.
Like just Kala.
Calla lady.
Well, no,
Kala
that's what
Lily?
she's named after is the Kala Lily, but she goes by Kala.
So just gently puts Kala on the ground and is like, what do you mean?
Well, we, the Foxmoths, we are guardians, you see, of the forest and how the forest responds to strangers. You see, if you run in ahead, the forest will not respond to you, and most likely it will try to confuse your senses and make you a little mad. Looks back at Dick for no apparent reason.
So, what can we do to navigate this forest if we need to get to the castle?
Well, I must to be your guide. And then she gets a look. And she's like, oh no. We were going to present you a present at the end of the night. He was going to present you the last piece of Henry that we had gathered by ourselves from the human village unseen. That was supposed to be your gift before we sent you on your way.
So Savoy's, I'm not even gonna roll for it because I know what it's gonna be. Savoy's face like twitches, and you can almost see like this unbridled rage in their eyes before just feathers. And Zahil is back. And Zahil clears their throat and goes, I am so sorry about that. You said that there was an additional piece of Temryu?
Yes.
And so Zahil just like laughs. They laugh out loud in like the saddest way possible.
Are you okay? I wonder if I have something to cure melancholy.
And Zahil kind of just takes a moment and says, I'm fine. And looks at the other two and looks back at Kala and gives Kala a nice little forehead kiss and is like, Kala, my darling, is there any way to get back to the village and maybe we can make amends?
She thinks about this. I do not know about making amends. You have rather upsetted the way of things, but I could take you back and could steal the piece that we were going to give you as a gift.
Vic's gonna interject. And go, look. The whole wedding was a sham. So clearly this is all put into place because this is where Temryu wants us. And that's bad. This is our talk time. And Dick looks directly at Jonas and Zahil. So look, Temryu is a fae, which means, and Zahil, you should know this, that whatever he says he wants is not what he wants. So things are not going to be like they seem. Anything that he's doing is to get us into a position that's beneficial to him. So by changing the game, we can go castle, which is not where he expects us, and find out what's really going on. This buys us time, and it makes him have to make some moves instead of us.
Zahil growls. Clearly, like as a precursor to making a statement of offering a different opinion. And in a very low...
You just got a $5 donation from Michael.
Yeah!
They have a ring.
That's 2 plot points in a pocket. Savoy has a ring.
So that's a mild boom?
Moderately helpful.
Moderately
Would it happen to be the ring that is a piece of Temryu?
Sure. The one that used to be in the music box.
Correct.
Perfect. Sure.
So Zahil looks at Dick and looks at Jonas and says, and you can almost, like, the words form in their mouth before they even say them. They're trying really hard right now. And they say, the thing is, in all that we have encountered from Temryu, is that Temryu needs these pieces. And these pieces could be used as bartering chips or boons. And the fact that we didn't even think of bringing them with us is nauseating. Because the amount of power, even in just that broken-hearted necklace, was incredible. And I tasted it for just a moment. And I imagine it's what Jonas feels every time he taps into his fire. And is a creature that can only taste magic. You don't understand how powerful that is. That piece could be the difference between life and death for us. That could be the difference between making sure Mira and Lily are okay.
It could be, but look at it this way. Fairies, everything they do is like a game of chess. And in chess, a lot of times you have to sacrifice something to distract your opponent from what you're really doing. That piece that they were just going to give us, that's a pawn.
It's a rubber duck, actually.
I'm sorry,
And
what?
Zahil's just like, wait, what? Zahil makes like their feathers fluff up and they're like, Jonas, what do you have to say about all of this? Because clearly Dick and I are on different sides.
I think we should go back and get his pieces. Because
Wait, you mean all of his pieces?
we need something to barter with. And I mean, I guess we could go back and get this one rubber ducky, did you say it was?
Yes, it's a human rubber duck. Tenryu's piece of soul happens to reside in, I think it's his sense of childness, wonder.
Oh, thank you.
The wide-eyed innocence, the wonder that children have, the thing that made him curious about things in the first place. I think that's what that one is.
That sounds an awful lot
ducky.
like. That sounds
think
an
we
awful
need
lot
to
like
shove it down.
something
Cold
and
throat.
cold and calculating Shard would find expendable.
Well, maybe. I don't understand what you mean by expendable. The plan was for you all to go to the castle with the pieces, yes? All of them. Including the child wistfulness wonder.
Temryu doesn't tell us these things. To be perfectly honest with you, it's like drowning.
Well, Zahil, you spoke at length with many of the foxes who know more about the situation. You were able to gather much information that you weren't able to tell your friends. You know for a fact that.
Right?
Yeah, you know that the pieces, they don't agree on what should be done.
All the pieces have a different opinion about what the end outcome should be. And that all of the subjects have differing opinions about what the end outcome should be, to be perfectly honest with you. And I don't think that there is a right outcome, but to weigh the best option, we might need them all including this godforsaken rubber ducky.
Probably will need that eventually.
But what was it that the mirror said to us when we passed through it? Did we have to go back through the same mirror if we were to bring all of the pieces to the castle? And what about Mira and Lily? Are they really safe out there?
Lily is part of Temryu. Temryu won't let anything happen to her. And Mira, I still think he finds something valuable about her that he can use and manipulate. So I think she's fine.
Oh yes, that's right. The human
Naomi
child.
might be dead.
Oh, that's fuck.
Sorry, Jonas is like in a weird place. Like he's just like, sorry, Dick, that was a terrible, terrible joke. I'm sure Naomi's fine. She's brilliant.
Where did Naomi go? Because I'm still unclear on where Naomi was. If
Naomi went with Lily and Mira, sort of.
She followed them, but Mira didn't exactly wait up.
okay,
I don't think Mira.
I was gonna
knew.
say at last I remembered Naomi was with somebody.
Yeah, she basically Jonas told her. Was it Jonas or Savoy?
Jonas.
One of them told her to go with them. And so she did. Mira was already a bit ahead, but Mira was aware of her presence.
Okay. Anyways, I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say. Oh, regarding the rubber ducky, it goes, yeah, we're gonna need it eventually. We're gonna need it eventually, but we should get it on our own terms, in our own time. Otherwise, we're playing right into whichever piece or pieces of Timryu we're playing the game. We don't want to play into that. It's like a game of chess or fairy chess. Means in order to win, we have to change the rules, change the status quo. Starting the fight back there changed the rules. That brought in new pieces that Timryu wasn't anticipating, which buys us time.
Well, perhaps you do not understand your importance in this. You, as the humans, are the final judge. Don't you see?
I thought we were being judged.
Well, that's what some of them would say. But in reality,
That's part of the game still. You're still thinking inside the game. You gotta think outside of it.
well, am I not in your
She's our help.
description?
This
Am
is
I not a piece of this game?
Yes, you were, no offense, honey, but you're a pawn.
Oh, well, actually, I'm an apothecary.
Zahil
I need a drink.
is going to just sigh and kind of like turn around to take a breather and do a really Savoy thing and stick their hands in their pockets and discover the ring.
Jonas just gives Zahil a sidelong glance, like, you're the one who, like, wooed this fox into following you everywhere.
Zahil is going to give Jonas an elong sidelong glance that says, yes, and she's helping us.
And Jonas is just gonna kind of shrug, like, then why are you sighing?
I'm not sighing, it's a fox!
Now, you must understand, they are only sighing because you humans are ridiculous.
Dick, at this point, sighs and is muttering, like, God damn it, why are they playing checkers? I am with a bunch of fracking checkers.
King me?
So Zahil discovers the ring in their pocket and kind of pulls it out and just sort of stares at it a second and looks at Jonas like they might have been the one that put it in their pocket.
Jonas just looks back at Sahil like, why are you looking at me?
There's like, they have like this entire communication without
Savoy.
words. What was that?
Savoy, in the back of your mind, may recall maybe washing the clothes with the ring still in it.
Oh. And Sahil's like, it's Savoy's fault.
Wait. Didn't Joffrey get put on laundry duty?
Oh, it's Joffrey's fault!
That's amazing.
I have an entire conspiracy theory about Joffrey, guys, just so you all know.
I would love to hear it.
I'll tell you about it later.
He has been stalking Dick, so there might be something to that.
So, Savoy's going to put the ring on. Or, sorry, Zahil is going to put the ring on. That's who's in charge.
So, a familiar tune begins to play as you put it on, which I'll not play because Twitch is now stricter on copyright terms.
Yes.
That's fair.
But that music box, that tune, it begins to play in your mind. And you find yourself in a garden, or at least have an image of a garden in your mind. And there sits a Temryu, you don't know which one, with a mask set aside, holding a bunch of purple and yellow flowers, sitting on the edge of this fountain in the center of the garden. He looks up at you.
Zahil gives like an awkward wave and says, well, Temryu, we need some help. And I, unfortunately, don't have anybody else to ask but you.
And what am I supposed to do for you?
Do we unite the pieces now? Do we go back and get everything and bring it to his feet like subservient little pawns in this game? Or can you shed light on this at all?
I began taking petals off of one of the flowers. Excuse me.
Plucking feathers out! That's a statement.
Jeez. I don't know how much help I would be in this situation. I am clearly nostalgia and lovelorn. Feelings of love lost. I never was particularly involved. The only one I really cared about was Black, at least in this particular juncture. My goal was to keep her safe. I wasn't very good at it.
Zahil sighs and says, then nostalgia's here so that we can fondly remember that which breaks our hearts.
Yes, precisely.
And what would heal Temryu's heart? What balm would they need to resolve the sad nostalgia that you are?
There's so many. There's so many heartbreaks. I mean, you've seen each and every one, except for a rubber duck. Don't you understand? We are all heartbreaks. We just all deal with it differently.
Well, thanks. Thanks for the help. I'll be seeing you.
Sorry I couldn't do more. The only thing I can think of is, well, that's why so many of us become so twisted. I wouldn't know what to tell you.
I wish that I could help you answer the same. And Zahil takes the ring off. And it's just like, fuck!
Who has the mirror?
I believe Savoy was the one that engaged the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you have the small compact mirror with you, or is that left in the mirror back there?
That
I have it with them.
yeah.
Okay.
What Riley said.
I did want to say one more thing, probably as the heel comes out of the vision, because Dick has no idea that what just happened.
That's right.
So Dick's still ranting about chess and goes, look. When humans want something, they power grab. When fairies want something, they manipulate. And she, like, stares directly at Zahil, like, know what I'm talking about. So,
Zahil's just like, for a minute, is like, wait, what?
we're being manipulated. So of course, our fox friend here is being very helpful. Because Timryu wants us back there, and wants us to go through the whole song and dance and show, because that's where he needs.
I just don't want you to get lost in the forest.
Jonas is
I don't
sitting-
think I was supposed to be here.
I'm sure you believe everything that you're saying there, dear.
sitting here, like, you know, Zahil like spaced out to who knows where, and then Dick's ranting about chess, and then was trying to be like, I'm just trying to help you. And Dick's like, you're trying to kill us. And then Jonas is like, I just wanted to go home. I just want to find Mira. Can we please just do this?
I think last ditch effort from Dick, and then she's gonna drop it. She's gonna look at Jonas and go, didn't you say you were in a fairy world or something? You dealt with a fairy king?
Yes, and we gave him all of his pieces, and then the land was healed.
And any of that.
It wasn't quite that simple.
Yeah, that pause was
not that simple, but that was
In
like
a nutshell.
glossing over so many details. Yeah, it goes. So when you were dealing with the fairy, whatever their name was, were they ever entirely 100% straightforward in what they were getting to you?
absolutely not. But here's the thing. These pieces are far more dangerous separated from one another than they are when they're put together.
based
When
on
we were
what
hurt,
information?
when we were hurt, it was because one of the pieces was lashing out.
And when you put those pieces together, the person you put together was some benevolent entity that helped you?
Honestly, I don't remember because like Sedona was crying and Lana had like a TARDIS and I wanted to come home and like be Fire Lord. So, and Palm never showed up again. Where's Palm?
Oh, gods. I clearly have overestimated some things. I'm going to the castle.
I understand where you're coming from, Dick. That's why I wanted to just. I was done. I didn't want to play the game anymore because I understand the frustration, but like I don't know, like I can't visualize what it would be to even win this game of chess by our own rules. I can't even visualize that.
That is a problem.
So what would that look like?
What it looks like is Timmy off balance, him on the defensive, might have to sacrifice some things, but we find out what his end game is, and that's figure out how to win.
If we're going to defy the odds and act against the interest of Temryu, we use the pieces that we have here in this world and we walk into the lion's den, so to speak. And instead of giving the pieces to him, we make him either work for it or we fight him with it. We have 3 pieces with us. We have the mirror, we have this ring, and we have that goddamn rubber ducky.
So here's my question. How can we, because ultimately we want to heal this land, we want to heal this place so that everybody here can be healed, right? We've been told that Temryu is the land. So
Temryu is the god of this world.
So how, if we determine that restoring Temryu to his full power would be a bad decision, how could we also save his land without giving him back all of his power?
As I understood it, there is no saving it. It's coming into our plane, one way or another.
Or is our plane not the one that can be saved?
What were you saying, Kala?
I see so many things that I has questions about.
Dick just looks surprised because her sanity's not great, so she just sort of does like a, "Oh shit, you're still here."
Oh. Hi. I'm Kala. I'm an apothecary. And I don't think you, human, touched human, female.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
You are the only human female here!
I mean, gender fluid, but go back to that Fae touched part.
Yes, you've been kissed by a Fae.
I didn't catch that last part. What was that?
Kissed by the Fae.
I mean, I've kissed a few.
Well,
Did I catch something?
yes.
Wait, do Fae have mono?
Oh my god, we're such a clusterfuck.
All right. What do you see when you look at me that makes you think that?
It's like, do you know the human thing where you have a sign and it like has the skull and crossbow and it says, "Danger! Do not touch. You will be electrocuted."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
What the fuck?
Before we get into this, we have more important things to talk about.
Dick's still struggling. So they're gonna just like slowly move their hand towards the fox, towards Kala. Like to try to touch her shoulder.
Reach out and push Dick's hand down, and with their other hand, pat her on the head and be like, "It's okay. We're gonna wait for a second. We'll readdress this."
I mean, you won't actually electrocute me, but
Kala, what
Do
were
not
you
touch.
saying before that?
well, I was just saying that I do not think that this human fully understands our situation. That we do not agree at all about the way things should go. That in Temryu's division, he's been fighting against himself, and that it has been a war among his own self, and that we all don't agree.
That's right. Temryu's people are not on board. There's at least 3 variations of people that are for, against, or neutral to these parties. I think the world can figure itself out. What we need to do is
Are you okay?
I think Kala, you can agree, you can disagree with me, but I really think that our next step is to go and fucking steal this piece of Temryu. He doesn't need to know we have it. I mean, he might, but it's a separate piece of him. So who's gonna tell the one in the castle?
I do not know fully how all these pieces work, but I don't know how aware of each other they are, or maybe they're perhaps just vaguely aware of each other. But either
See?
way, but you see, we are not just pawns of Temryu. The nobility is of the moth boxes. They were responding to the one on the throne, and that one on the throne can be very self-destructive, and so others do not agree. So we are not pawns, and I never was for this idea in the first place anyways. But what other choice did we have?
Sounds exactly like the sort of thing a pawn would say.
So Jonas is kind of reverting back to a child.
My God, Amira, we need you.
Y'all, I'm gone for like 2 seconds and you guys are just crumbling.
Okay.
To be fair, Dick is at 4 sanity. Dick's
Okay,
at
can
4
we
sanity.
agree that we will go back, get the rubber ducky, but we will do the opposite of whatever Kala says once we get it.
What? I do not understand these humans.
Let's get the rubber ducky and then assess, because I'm worried that if we leave, that we might not be able to come back. And we can't leave Mira here.
Human.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you to do anything. All I'm doing is offering to be your guide through the forest.
I'm just trying to appease Dick.
Oh,
Wasn't Mira going to the
then
castle?
Yes.
yes.
Zeal's like, I'm incapable of lying, but yes.
Dick is just gonna say, yeah, well, wasn't Mira heading towards the castle? Let's go there, get Mira, and Naomi, and the kid.
Then get the
Figure
rubber
out-
ducky.
Exactly.
That
We don't
Okay.
have anything to
strange
barter
thing,
with.
that's backwards.
We won't have to barter if Timmy doesn't know we're coming.
Let's go get the rubber ducky, drop Kala off because she's been so helpful.
Oh, we need Kala. We need Kala to get through the forest.
No, you don't understand. You will get lost and you will go crazy and you might die.
No,
Somewhere in the back of your minds, you hear Mira cursing you all out.
This went very
almost
wrong
think
the
that
last time I
Jonas's-
did this. What were
I
you saying?
think Jonas's idea of going to the castle first might actually be better.
That
And
was
then
Dick's
go get the
idea.
rubber ducky.
That's what
Oh, was
Dick
that
was
Dick's
saying.
idea?
Yes.
That's what
We
I
go
meant.
to the
Dick's
castle.
idea.
It was
We figure out what's going on, and then we go back and get the duck.
We get Mira. We get the duck. We get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yes. We're gonna get the
Okay,
ducky out of here.
vote. This went horribly wrong last time I did it, but there's only one fox here, so I think we'll be fine. Who wants to go straight to the castle, find Mira and Lily?
Hey.
Do you mean you're out of box to give?
Oh my god. This has turned into a real Charlie Fox.
Okay, so I guess we're going to the castle. So grab your brains and your courage and your...
Kala, can you
use.
take us to the castle?
Indeed. I absolutely can take you to the castle if that is what you have all decided. Do humans have to have the the one vote where you all agree?
Unanimous.
No,
Is that
we're
how
all going.
Lord
We're all
Jesus
going
work?
now. Take us to the castle.
Okay, we must go. We will go. Follow me very closely. Do not leave the path.
Got
And
it.
with that, we're gonna go to break.
Oh my gosh!
Oh goodness, this has been something else. It's great. I love it. We're gonna take about a 10-minute break, so go grab a drink, snacks, stretch your legs, all that good stuff. We'll be right
I'm
back.
gonna go get more alcohol.
back.
Hello. All right, let's go back to Mira and Lily. So Lily, you lose track, Mira, of where you are, where you were going, how you were getting there. It is all just a confusing mess to you. As she goes through these brambles and thickets, and she'll go, "Oh, this way, oh, that way, oh, this way." It feels like you're going around in circles, and it makes absolutely no sense to you. Do you like question what's going on? Are you beginning to doubt? Lily, what's your reaction?
Mira has every faith that Lily knows exactly where she's going, because despite the fact that she is a child, she has also not failed them up until this point, and also she has a piece of Temryu, so there's no real worry on that front. I mean, obviously Mira's like, oh no, what if we don't get to the place we're supposed to be going? But she does believe that Lily has some at least some idea at least of where they are.
All right. So you really don't question it. You're just absolutely lost. And then finally you end up on a place where it becomes a bit more mountainous. And I'm talking about the more mountains in the hill sense as opposed to Utah mountains, which are like gigantic skyscrapers to the, you know what I mean. So it becomes more hilly and it becomes higher elevation. And Lily takes you to the top. And here you can see over the whole enchanted forest, and it spans quite the distance. And then there on top of one of the higher hills is the castle peeking out from this forest. The sky is completely this dark gray, like you saw in the spring, the water earlier when you went to set off the lamps. It is dark and gloomy. Everything seems from here slightly just desaturated and gloomy. You do notice places where the forest seems to take on different colors. So, for instance, here it's got the orange of that autumny dying tree. While there's a place in the forest that's more of a sickly green. And there's an area that's a bit more of a purplish red. And she points to it all and says, "Ta-da! We're halfway there."
Mira takes a few minutes to look over the different areas of color. And she tries again to push out that magic that she used before to try and maybe hone in on her friends and see if they're closer, if they're, if they've fallen off her ability to scout them with magic. But she like really pushes whatever magic that she has in her body. Like she puts everything that she has into trying to pinpoint them.
As you are casting this spell, Lily taps on your arm and brings out the book. She had hidden it and scrolled it away with her this whole time.
Does she have like pockets of holding for that giant thing?
Listen, magic.
Just imagine like this Mary Poppins bag that she just has by her side. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mira just looks down at her like, child?
I wasn't gonna leave it. It's important.
Mira just kind of smiles and she's like, no, you're right. She's just surprised, that's all.
Now, you will need this, I think, if you're gonna be trying to use magic to find a friend.
She reaches out to take the book from Lily.
You do so successfully. um, so this is actually going to be a big magic, my dude. So that what you need is this book or Lily, perhaps both. So you're able to have a pinpoint on the pieces of Temrio. So you also know that, let's see, I'm trying to pick a couple of other things. It might take you some time. Like, you're going to be basically on a vision quest, right? To see if you can pinpoint where everyone is. So you might be here a while. So I'd say it's going to take you at least a couple hours where you are.
Right.
That good for you?
Yeah.
All right. So, so basically, you sit down on this hill, overlooking everything. You have the book on one side, Lily sitting in front of you on the other, and you begin to focus and use your own energy as you reach out to understand what's happening in these woods. And you can feel yourself like weaving through, like you see the trees move past quickly as you look through these woods.
Right.
And the first thing you see is the rubber duck sitting. Sorry. It is sitting on a stone pedestal inside of a cave lit by more of these plants, these lamp-like plants. And sitting around is a bunch of these foxes. These foxes, it's interesting, they do not have wings, or if they do have wings, they have nubs, where their wings have been forcibly removed. And they are discussing what to do. They say, all right, so we found one of the humans. What do we do with them now? I don't rightly know what we're supposed to do with the humans. But she was just kind of sitting there out. You think it was just the forest? Yeah, of course, the forest has ill effects. It's just been a while since the human's been through here. Well, we got her now. What do we do next? We got the duck. We got the human. And the leader looks thoughtful and says, well, maybe we should attack the castle. And they all look at him like he's mad. And then it pulls out, and you are going through the forest again. And you are overhearing this argument between your friends. You're not really seeing what's going on because Zahil put the ring back in her pocket. But you are hearing it.
It stayed. Oh wait, no, they did take it off.
Yes.
Sorry.
You took it off again. But yes, you are hearing. Just being like, what? Finally, who is it?
Skulls.
Who is it that has the mirror?
Let's say Jonas.
And Jonas, it's in your pocket?
Yep.
So
actually it's oh no. Yeah, never mind. It's in my pocket.
Okay. So you're again in another pocket, overhearing the same damn conversation.
Quick question.
Yes.
Is it an ass pocket? Sorry, I had to.
These are the important questions. I need to know.
Yes, originally I was thinking you'd be in the breast pocket, but Jonas took his jacket off, so no, you're in his ass pocket.
Okay, that's fine.
Something funny. Savoy also took their jacket off, and the ring is in their ass pocket too. Not that Mira cares.
You know what?
Just nobody fart.
Mira is okay with that. It's fine.
I think Raven made the connection that Jonas is gray, so it would be irresponsible for Jonas to put anything in pockets like on his top half.
Oh my god. Quick question. Is this only going through pieces of timber, or is it magical objects in general?
Only pieces of timber.
Okay.
So you're hearing the conversation from two different sides of this group. And you hear them come to the conclusion that they're going to go to the castle.
Can Mira use her magic to physically interact with anything else, like outside of, I guess,
and a piece of Tamriel?
Yeah.
No, but you do get a good sense of the different personality of the different pieces of Tamriel that you go through.
Right.
So first off, you pretty much have a beat on Lily and the book. They're kind of opposite sides of the same coin. The Temryu that Lily has is the calculating one, the one that is trying to play ahead of the game.
Right.
The Temryu that is in the book is the informant, a more curious sort that has tried to take on a stronger role, but in general doesn't understand people very well and just ends up very frustrated. So oftentimes just shuts down and would rather talk through the pages of the book.
Right.
So obviously, very, very easily frustrated, very tired, kind of antisocial. The rubber duck, you get a sense of this childlike wonder, just like Kala was saying, how they are extraordinarily curious about the world around them. They're curious about this human that they're talking about. He's curious about these foxes themselves and enjoying their wild spirit. That just this kind of joy and curiosity that you haven't felt from or haven't seen in any of the pieces of timber before. But there is a sense of gullibleness, I guess. Someone who could be easily fooled. The last two pieces, the mirror, happens to be rather a cheerful, boisterous sort. He does enjoy showing off, and in general, is just a good chap. He does enjoy his games, just like a lot of the other ones, but in general, he enjoys being helpful, and he does enjoy company of other people. The last one, the ring, you get that mournful feel, that forlorn sense and grief from days lost and loves lost. And just him being kind of caught up in that mourning, that grief, and that forlorn, love-sick feeling.
Right.
So that's really the only other sense that you get from them. But aside from interaction outside of them, no.
Okay, so if she can't interact outside of them, can she interact specifically with the items?
How so?
like for say example, if the mirror is the like good guy, so to say, and Mira thinks maybe they could benefit from speaking to this one, could she interact with the item in such a way that it would cause Jonas to be aware of it, and take it out?
I'll give you this. You can talk to that Tembryu, but I don't think it would like warm up his pocket or anything. It wouldn't start vibrating like a cell phone.
Right.
So, but you can talk to this Tembryu. Give him a message if you so desire.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk to him. Why not?
Describe to me how you do that. Like, do you like just try to enter space, like, or ask for permission of to talk to him? Do you go looking for him? How exactly do you go about this? How do you imagine it going?
I think that she, given the sense that she's getting from this piece, and the way that they've interacted with the other pieces before, I think she would probably be more inclined to kind of take the route of asking permission, kind of like a knock on the door, I guess, instead of just trying to barge into that space.
What you find, Mira, as you're in your bizarre sort of vision quest, is that it actually literally seems to be a door into this piece of Timry's mind. And so it is a literal door that you're knocking on. And sure enough, it opens. And what you find yourself is you're in a room filled with curtains that are drawn. Just wall-to-wall curtains. It's hard to get a sense of the dimension of the room because of how many curtains there are, and they all are either black or this purple velvet, all except for one mirror that's in front of them. He sits in the middle of the room on his stool, and he looks up at you. He is somewhat underdressed from what you've seen of the other versions of Temryu, where he is only wearing one layer of clothing, just one like kind of plain white robe, and he goes, well, this is unexpected.
She moves kind of further into the room, not necessarily closer to him, but kind of like circling a little bit, being more cautious, so she's not kind of pushing straight in there, but she still moves around. And she just kind of tries to get a feel for the person rather than the energy of the item. So she knows that it's obviously like the nice part, I guess, so to say.
I've been following you since the town. Yeah, I saw you.
I can't. I'm trying to figure out a way to describe what I'm thinking, but
you're just kind of trying to drink in his energy, or
yeah, like she wants to be certain that she's made the right decision, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Okay. All right. Well, he's kind of looking at you with this kind of slightly amused expression. It's like, yes, you've come to knock on my door, and I'm interested to see how this goes. He kind of raises an eyebrow at you as you walk around, but he doesn't like make a move against you, and he doesn't particularly like start going off on a soliloquy about I'm so great or anything like that. He just rather waits for you to state your business. Rather, he's like, may I help you?
She kind of raises her chin a little bit, to put on kind of like that haughty fairy attitude. And she kind of looks him up and down and she's like, you know, the other pieces of you have been rather disappointing up until this point. So
that's a darn shame.
I suppose I'm rather curious to see what I'll get out of this exchange as well.
So, wait, is this like speed dating with pieces of myself, or what?
Yes, because speed dating with you is all I've ever dreamed of. That is exactly my one purpose in this existence, and it has led me here to you.
Why, that should be everyone's dream. Speed dating with a god.
She kind of like snorts a little bit. It's, you know, it's just a quiet little sound. But then she stops and she puts her hands on her hips and turns herself fully towards him. So she's focusing all of her attention on him now. And she just says, like, I'm not entirely sure what my purpose was for coming here, but I felt as if there were any pieces of you that would be most helpful to my friends, it would probably be this one.
Well, I've certainly tried to be helpful thus far. Wouldn't you agree?
I'm sure you can understand my hesitation in completely trusting that when the other parts have been so difficult.
And I admit the hotel shenanigans got rather out of hand.
A little.
That wasn't my intention. It was that asshole who decided to try to break my mirror. Regardless. So, you are hesitant to ask me for help, but you want my help with something. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
She's quiet for a minute, and she tries to kind of gather her thoughts. And I think the comment that the other piece of Temryu made about her coming off more human than Fae has kind of stuck with her, and kind of given her a little bit of pause, because now she's not quite sure how she wants to approach this. But
1 second. Thank you so much, Michael, for that $3 donation.
It's, one plot point. Someone gets a smooch on the cheek.
Okay.
You love to see it. You love to see it.
You will get that. Thank you.
Yeah, she still seems a little put off by that, but she takes a step towards him and she lowers her hands off her hips in a more genuine kind of stance, and she just says, is there anything you can do to spin things in favor of my friends to keep them safe?
Spin things in favor of your friends. Well, I've been hearing their whole debate and tirade. Mostly I think that they're just, at wit's end, a little frazzled. I'm afraid there's not much I can do there. Mostly what I can do is transport. Although I can see different outcomes and different timelines and, but it's not exactly like they've asked me for help. Unless they access me, I do not have the ability to do much.
Is there any way for you to grab their attention?
I'm afraid not. Alas, my prison is made of a compact mirror. 'Cause, 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 'cause
Do you
But
know
I
if there's anything I can
offer-
do from my end? I mean, clearly I'm not physically in the same space as them, and my magic seems to be limited to what, any interaction with the pieces of you, but is there anything else that I could do from my position?
Well, here's a few things that you can. It doesn't seem like they're very interested in hearing our opinion. I think they've heard enough of our bullshittery, so they aren't keen to listen. So, I mean, you, by all means, can ask us what we want, or get to know how exactly we ended up this way. There's the different powers that we offer. Maybe learn more about us. I'll ask the normal date stuff.
Oh goodness, I don't know what I want to do.
I assure you, I am oodles and oodles of information. That's literally all I do is sit here and gather information. And sometimes visit a mirror realm. There was a beautiful one where it was the 1920s, and Miss Black was a actual human witch. That was very fantastic to visit. But all it does is pass the time. It doesn't actually weigh much on what we're doing now.
Wait.
What?
I want to know more about that.
You played it.
I know.
You were
my
there.
God.
I know.
This is a story that we literally lived.
I know.
Mira.
But it was a dream.
Yes, it was.
It was
Unfortunately.
a mirror world. It was actually you guys in a mirror dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Or your alternate selves in a mirror world, so.
So Mira's expression is still a little guarded. Obviously, she has issue with completely letting go of the tension that she feels for Tamrio's pieces. But she does recognize that, if there's going to be anybody to ask for information, it will be this piece of him. So she'll hear all that he has to say and then decide later if she doesn't want to believe it. But having the information to begin with is still a good idea. So she asked him, could you shed some light on the end game here? What are we working towards or fighting against?
Oh, goodness. Now here's the issue, is I don't even think we know the end game. We've set up this whole game, but I've done it in such a fragmented way. Some of us were wanting to set it up as a test for humans, to see if there's any possibility that we could get along. Another wanted sheer destruction. I'm certain that you saw the outcome of that. That was the first one that you ran into. Well, not ran into. What brought Lily here? That was another piece of us. There is parts of us that would see us reunited, There's parts of us that would see us, only one of us crowned. And there's parts of us that would rather die and let the humans, or let things be as they may. And parts of us that would rather have, or at least a part of us that would rather have the humans rule altogether. As you can see, it's rather a clusterfuck.
I suppose that's an understatement. What would you prefer?
What would I prefer? Me? I mean, to be reunited is to feel all the loss at once. Everything that we have been through, everything that we've experienced, everything that has divided us thus far and left us broken to such an extent. Although I do admit to forgetting who we were. And it would certainly be nice to remember that again. But if the pain was so great as to shatter us, what will stop us from shattering again? Although I do believe that at least in my opinion, is an ideal. I certainly don't think that the humans are in any state to rule this mess, especially with, well, how much of a mess it is. And I certainly don't want to leave the fairies alone to fend for themselves. We've all seen how that went with the, goblins running amok and the fox moths all arguing amongst themselves and all of that. I believe that I'd be firmly on the side of reuniting us. I think it would be very difficult for myself personally. But I think that's the only way that we are able to solve this with all our brains intact.
But there are others who do not share this view?
Alas, I don't believe so. The one that sits on the throne, the one that I happen to know the best, actually, because I'm able to talk to him through our mirrors, actually. He is quite a mess. He would rather not rule at all. In fact, was rather hoping that you humans would show up and take his life, perhaps. Well, rather you and the humans. I didn't mean you. Like, I'm talking about the royal you in this scenario.
She rolls her eyes. So then, why this group of humans? Was it?
That rose to the call, were they not?
Yes, I suppose so.
Alas, we didn't have exactly have a lot of options. We did offer ourselves. I mean, I think our pieces were certainly scattered. They were attracted to certain people in certain locations. But no one quite rose to the call like this trope. Honestly, it could have been anyone. No offense, certainly. None intended. You were the one who took the child in, after all. And, well, that Savoy, I can't imagine her not being, or them not being involved in the slightest. they rather like taking control, don't they? And that Jonas came poking his nose in looking for trouble. Let's be real here. I feel like perhaps that Tilda was the only one that was rather hand-selected by the book, but that didn't go quite well, did it?
Somewhere in the universe, you hear Tilda going, well, whose fault was that?
Mira just looks at him and she's like, you do well to appreciate how lucky you are that these pieces have fallen into the hands that they have. Could have been much more disastrous.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. We'll have to see how things go. Still, there's so many different outcomes that can come of this. I guess the question remains, what do you want? You clearly allied yourself with humans, at least these humans. You clearly do not exactly like or perhaps are neutral towards me, and I mean the royal me. What would you see if you had the choice to see the outcome? What would you choose that outcome to be? Would you have fairies and humans in harmony? Would you have fairies dominate humanity? Would you have humanity and fairies, fight to the death, old ruffian style? Would you see myself killed for all our actions against you, I suppose? What would you have?
So in games that have like quick time events,
Yeah.
but then there comes a decision where there's no countdown on it. It just stays at the one selection screen until you pick an option. Yes. I feel like this is my no countdown timer, pick an option.
Insta react.
We might have to sit here for the next 3 weeks before I can make a decision on that. I don't know.
We can go to the other group if that's what you need.
Yeah, come back to me, because this is a really interesting decision.
All right. All right. We are going to go to our first group, who have now decided that they are going to the castle. Luckily, you have a fox with you. Kala walks ahead and then
Swiper, no swiping.
Stops on the path. She actually climbs a tree and picks down one of those glowing lantern plants. And she's like, this should help muchly.
What is this?
It is a plant that glows.
And we hold it, or
But Zahil just like puts a hand on Dick's face. It's just like, it's okay.
He'll offer his arm to Dick to hold on to.
Dick licks Zahil's hand and holds on to Jonas's arm.
Feels like, oh god!
In goblin culture, I think a lick means that you're betrothed.
Oh! No! That is not the same in human culture.
Ah, well, you're not a human. That makes sense.
and Dick, because Dick is sometimes a dick, gonna look at Zeal and laugh to herself. And go, I am into chicks.
What's that, a
Zahil
bird?
is just like, Zahil's like, deadpan face, like, what? I don't get it.
Cause birds are chicks. And sometimes
Zahil's just gonna like slap the side of her face very lightly. Very lightly.
While Zahil's doing that, Jonas is going to like grab Dick's flask and like hand it to her, be like, "Here, Dick, have a drink."
that sounds like a good idea. I am struggling. And then I'll take the flask and start drinking.
It seems like the forest madness is affecting you. Have you tried eating the food?
It contributed to the current state that I am in.
Well, that would make sense that it would start out that way. But if you're crazy already, then it should get better.
Zahil points at Kala and is like, "No more for Dick."
It's like Persephone.
No.
Eating
No more for Dick.
the seeds of pineapple and becoming.
Wait,
Kala,
we
we're
have
gonna
pineapple?
say no.
That actually
like-
sounds very legit.
Okay.
When did we get pineapple?
Adult here, but everybody, let's play a game. It's called the Zip Your Mouth, Don't Let Kala Put Anything in It game.
We just met. I'm not.
Exactly. So you should not let Kala put her pineapple into your mouth, Dick.
I wasn't planning on it.
Thank you. Okay,
Oh
let's
my
get going. We're off
God.
to the castle. Kala, please lead the way.
Zahil's like, yeah, let's
But in
go.
all seriousness, are there snacks?
No, Zahil like Zahil reaches into whatever pockets they have left on them to be like, "Here, Dick, here's some booze Savoy brought."
Oh, I have some candy too. I always bring candy. Here you go.
Well, you must understand. I am a pharmacy. Is that what humans call it?
You're a fox.
Zahil is going to drape a wing over her and just be like, "My sweet cinnamon bun." They're humans.
I am not a bun.
Dick's just gonna eat the candy and drink the booze and just be happy.
So, do we take a left or a right here?
Just go straight.
Oh, okay. And Zahil walks with Kala after this.
So, Kala, with the lamp, it is able to walk through, especially as you get to the dark parts of the forest, without a problem. But it seems like the path just seems to reveal itself to you as you walk forward with Kala. And Kala actually explains on the way. She says, "You see, anciently, although they did do that whole speech about us being the chosen people, but Temrayu actually divided the land between people, many people. When he took office, like as he was divided, but also to appease us, the people, to give us a territory to live and a place where we can rule. And this forest is our forest, the Fox Forest. And it responds to us, and of course Timur himself, if he ever, left his castle. Then there is the territory that belongs to the goblins and the ogre. That territory.
I'm sorry. I just have to tell you what just popped in my head because you said ogre that way.
Ogre.
Now I'm just picturing Gurr from Invader Zim running around going, "Oh! Oh! Oh!" I'm sorry, I had to share.
So,
Except what's
Zahil-
not the actual book.
Zahil is avidly listening to this and responds something of the kind, at least to the first part, to be like, oh, well then, wouldn't it just be responsible to return the forest back to the fox folk? But you said goblins and ogres. Are those the
No, that was
same
a different-
goblins?
That was a different territory. Well, how must I explain? You see, the forest, there are different dividing. We have this forest, this part of the forest, and then there is the part of the goblins and ogres. And granted, goblins have kind of moved everywhere. They don't really pay much attention to these rules. Or it wasn't even like rules, really. It's just what they own, what their birthright was. And then there was the dead forest, and that's where the mimics, who I think they used to be more beautiful at one point, and not just blobs of black ichor. They have that territory, and then there is the the mirrors. The forest of mirrors is a hallway. So I do not think that counts.
What do you mean, the mirrors?
Well, the place where the alternate worlds and alternate times can be seen. It was a gift from Kronos of the Greek. It wasn't the gods, it came before the gods. Or perhaps he stole it. I can't remember now.
Zahil is very obviously gonna look back at Jonas.
Jonas is going to, like, with his arm that's not, like, that Dick's not leaning on, he's gonna, like, pat his back pocket to make sure the mirror's still there. And then he's gonna, like, kind of go back a little bit from them and pull it out and be like, hello?
We'll respond to that in a second. First off, Kala continues. She's like, I do not think I am the best at explaining these things in human terms. I do apologize, but I am very, very grateful that you, at least one of you, will listen to me.
And Zahil just kind of gives her like a little nuzzle and is like, it's fine, I could listen to you talk all day long.
And she kisses you on the cheek.
Would you call that a smooch?
A smooch on the cheek? Absolutely, but it's a foxy smooch.
Foxy smooches.
Let me take a quick drink here, and then we will respond to Jonas's mirror inquiry.
Mirror, are you still there?
So,
Knock, knock.
Jonas, do you perchance open the mirror, or are you just talking to a closed, compact mirror?
He'll first talk to the closed mirror, and then he'll open it and say hello again.
And you see mirror in the mirror.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm about to jump into this mirror.
Oh my god.
sorry. I'm weird when I'm stressed. So Jonas is just gonna be like, "What, Mira? What?"
And then there is Temryu, who is there with her, and he's like, "Oh well, this is awkward. We were kind of in the middle of something, a conversation."
What? How come you never want to talk to me?
Me? You never asked.
Nope.
Mirror,
Nobody else asked either.
The mirror was closed. I cannot communicate with you if the mirror is closed.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're getting off on the wrong foot. What are you doing with Mira?
I don't know. Mira, what am I doing?
Is that an actual question to Mira?
Yes.
Oh. So how does this work? How does this work? Like,
so there is a mirror in front of you in this hall of like big, heavy cloth, like curtains, these velvet curtains. There's a mirror in front of you, and you can see Jonas's face through this mirror. It is like a big face because you have to understand scaling is an issue here. So
I just imagine him like leaning one eye all the way into the mirror.
Yeah, that's basically what he's doing.
You're looking at Jonas's nostril right now.
She just hisses and she's like, "Jonas, back up."
Oh, sorry. Mira, are you okay? Where's Lily? And I think somebody else was with you. Naomi, right. Is Naomi there? Wait, back up. I'm getting ahead of myself. Are you in? Okay, wait. What are you doing in the mirror?
I kidnapped her, clearly.
Are you being serious with me right now?
I don't know, Mira. Am I being serious?
Mira looks like she's fed up with all y'all bullshit. Also a little happy to see Jonas is still in one piece. But mostly just annoyed. What was the question specifically, Jonas? I can't remember, Riley. What was the question? You asked so many.
Oh, just like, why are you in the mirror and are you okay?
Mira crosses her arms over her chest again, and she's like, "What does it look like I'm doing in the mirror? I'm talking to Temryu, and yes, I'm fine."
Can I join the conversation, or is this like you guys need some privacy?
You're talking to us now, aren't you?
Well, she was only asking, questions like, what is my favorite color? What's my favorite kind of drink? Where would I go with Leah?
I thought you were supposed to be the fun one. You're not being very nice to me right now. You're kind of hurting my feelings.
My God, this boy can't take a joke. Why do you like him?
Mira doesn't respond to that question. But she turns her attention back to Jonas and she says, "Is everybody okay? Is everybody in one piece?"
It's called teasing, Temryu, and yes, we're okay. Except, mostly okay. Dick checked out like half an hour ago, so.
Mira does not look like she's surprised.
Just sort of like
checked out. It's one library.
Moves behind Jonas with a bag of candy and goes, "I got candy."
Good for you.
You do have candy, Dick.
That's good.
Keep eating it, and just enjoy your drink.
It's good booze.
Yeah, and you're doing really well. You're walking fairly okay.
And I'm not putting any fox pineapples in my mouth.
Yes.
Mira speaks up at this point, and she's like,
"Is that an innuendo?"
Jonas, the way you speak to Dick is the way humans speak to their human children. Are you
is Dick a human adult or a human child at this point? Is there something wrong?
I would say human child bordering on human toddler.
Have they tried eating the food from the forest?
Temryu, did you not tell the foxes we can't have food from the forest?
Well, certainly at first there could be a issue as you grow accustomed to it. But if they're already so far gone, I don't see the harm in it. It might actually stabilize her.
I really appreciate this input, but seeing as Dick is not completely there enough to make her own decisions as she normally would, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that sober Dick would not eat the food if you told her to eat the food.
Shame, I think it was rather good advice.
No, I believe you. I believe you, but at the same time, I'm, looking out for a friend.
At this point, I think Mira would look at Temryu and be like, perhaps I can speak with you another time and answer that question that you asked me. But for now, and she turns back to
Wait, what question?
She turns back to Jonas and ignores that question and says, Lily and I are waiting on one of the hilltops closest to the castle. Let the fox lead you out of the woods and come find us there. We'll wait for you.
Wait, quick question for Fun Temryu. Fun Temryu, can I come into your house of mirrors and pop out where Mira is, or is that not possible?
Now, tell me, Big Jonas, how exactly do you intend to step through a mirror the size of the palm of your hand?
You know what? I forgot that we didn't step through this mirror to get here.
No, you stuck me into a mirror. And then I took over the big mirror, and then you were able to travel from there.
Oh, I'm
And
so
Mira
sorry.
doesn't
Is this mirror
exactly-
too small for you? I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking about what would make you more comfortable when I was carrying you around all this way, making sure you didn't get stepped on.
This was my original mirror. Rather, it's impossible for you to travel through. I'm only looking out for the team.
Mira looks to Temryu and lowers her voice a little bit. And she's like, Temryu, I believe that's what we would call human sarcasm.
I miss that sometimes.
Okay,
Besides,
Mira,
this was a rather important conversation. If Mira had a mirror, and a mirror was big enough for you to come through, and you had a mirror that was big enough to travel through, then yes, in theory, you could travel through the mirror to get to Mira. However, there's no mirror on the wall.
I can't tell if I'm having fun with you or if we're gonna punch each other in the face.
How demanding is this project for Mira? Like, is it a lot of effort to maintain this connection, or?
I mean, out. I would say. Okay. You feel like it is strenuous, but it's more about, oh, this is gonna hurt later.
Right. She still looks pissed off when she turns her attention to Jonas, but also that mixture of pissed off and like still happy that he's in one piece. But she just kind of gives him a pointed look and she's like, come find us on the hilltop.
Okay, I'll be there as fast as I can. And then Jonas is gonna look, well, he's kind of looking at everything because he's so big, but he's just like, his eyes will shift to Temrio, like, is she gonna be able to get back to where she's supposed to be safely?
Yes, absolutely. She's the one who came here. You must understand. She's the one who knocked on my door and came to my space. She was the one who wanted to speak to me. I didn't exactly actually kidnap her.
Can't believe you're one of the nice ones.
What? Am I not being nice? Perhaps I don't understand the meaning of the word.
Okay, Temrio, I'll talk to you later. We'll have a good chat. Please, I'll leave you open in my pocket. Please let me know when Mira's home safe. Well, not home safe, but in her body safe.
Open in your pocket? You mean I have to get ass juices on me?
What was that?
Ass juices?
I don't think Jonas is putting the mirror up his butt. It's just a butt pocket.
A back pocket, an ass
Would you rather be in my front pocket?
Mira looks like she wants Temrio to choose his words carefully.
Pros and cons. At least it's too dark to see anything either way. At least there's less chance of me being spit on.
So, Mira, what pocket am I putting him in?
I don't know, Jonas, what pocket are you putting him in?
I don't know, Mira. What pocket is Jonas putting him in?
Oh my god.
I'll put him
in the grand scheme of things, I'm not too concerned which pocket you put Temrio's mirror in. I have to get back to Lily.
I know, honestly, I'm just kind of waiting for you to get off the mirror so that I know that you're out of there safe, and then I'll get off the mirror.
I could put it in my vest pocket.
So you hang up first.
Yep, basically.
You do understand that we're in the middle of the conversation, and I really was counting on her answer.
Well, then can I stay in the conversation, or is this kind of like a...
You know, listen, it was a bit of a private conversation. I could have a similar conversation with you later if you so desire and stop sassing me for 10 seconds.
This is making me really uncomfortable. Can I at least get the context of the conversation?
The context is whether you should live or die.
All right. I think we chose life. Okay, well, Mira, I'll let you go have your serious conversation. But I'm leaving my pocket open. No, the mirror open. Why do I feel like Dick's drunkenness is seeping into me?
Oh, that's just force toxins. You'll get over it.
Dick just throws her arm around Jonas's shoulder and it's like, it's fine.
Okay.
Hi, Red.
I'll meet you on the hill.
Bye, Red.
Mirror's already closed, but thanks, Dick.
Both glasses are almost empty.
Now, as we were, I feel like this question may take you a moment. You can feel free to leave and go to the girl and answer me later. There does seem to be more pressing matters at hand.
Mira, before she looks at Temrio, she kind of takes a moment to just stare at the mirror where Jonas was. And she runs her hands through her hair on both sides, as if she might just start pulling it out.
Now, please don't pull out your pretty red hair. would be quite unfortunate.
I'm not. It just, that boy is just so frustrating sometimes. But anyway, so she turns back to Tamaru, and she takes a deep breath, and she says, before I go, I will leave you with this. And perhaps it is a half answer, but it's all the answer I have at the moment. When I lived in my own dimension, the humans, some of them feared us, some of them revered us, but they all respected us. So I suppose in my ideal situation, in the outcome where my ideal should manifest, I think that it's finally time that we were due the respect that we deserve. I suppose that's all I'll leave you with right now.
You give me much to ponder on. We'll have to see how everything pans out. Now, I will send you off. I will, however, he does gently take your hand and give it a big smooch. It's not a smooch on the cheek, but it's like one of those polite things. It's like, good luck. And I mean it. And with that, you fall into darkness. A exhaustion has taken you over, and now you rest. Meanwhile, Naomi finds herself in a cage made of wood and sticks. While these foxes debate truly what to do, or how they are going to approach the battle on the castle. She's trying to figure out how exactly to put in on this conversation. As they're debating back and forth who should lead the charge and how exactly they should go about this. And Naomi's like, if I may, please, I'm trying to get out of the Temri voice. If I may, if I am already expected to be a guest, why don't we just go through the front door? You know, pretend that you're escorting me, perhaps, or the foxes look at her like she's crazy. And then one in the group says, oh, that's a brilliant idea. And that's where we're going to leave tonight.
Nice. That was great.
All right. Thank you so much. We're going to go sign off, talk to all the people about your favorite moment, where we can find you next. Let's start backwards. So, Raven.
Actually, I need to go last so I can do the.
Okay, fine. Darn. All right. Then let's go, Vanessa.
My favorite part was probably just the absolute clusterfuck that was that whole thing. Both Mira and I would have liked to reach through whatever medium to just smack y'all upside the head.
It's okay. Me too.
That was just a lot, but it was absolutely hilarious. I loved it. As for where you can find me next, I will be here on Saturday for anime. And then again next week for more Tickfaw. You can also find me on my art Twitter, which is @PepperoDraws, and that's Peppero like the candy. And I will also pop my coffee page into the chat. Yeah, if you want to take a look at my stuff and maybe have your characters drawn, then that is certainly something that's...
Would you say that you could copy paste your coffee page?
You know what? I'll give you an A for...
Aper. Thank you.
Aper.
All right, thank you so much, Vanessa. All right, let's move on to Yasmin.
My favorite part was, I think, Mira and kind of bridging the gap between them and being able to communicate. And like when they're not a clusterfuck, actually working together. You can find me here next week on Tickfaw and on my Instagram and Twitter pages. You can find all of my art. And that's it.
Fabulous, thank you so much. Next, Riley.
So firstly, I'd like to apologize because part of the reason Jonas was Jonas today is because Riley is Jonas in real life today. So brain is bouncing off the walls. Favorite part, I loved how Zahil and Jonas were like both trying to, like, these characters that usually aren't having to be the responsible ones and be the parents, having to be the parents and be the responsible ones in this situation because Nick has lost it and Kala is being very helpful, but at the same time, like, just going off in lots of tangents and trying to get Dick to eat the food, and they're worried about that. And then, so that was pretty fun. And then also Jonas and Mira being able to speak was cool. And like just Jonas crashing through this like super serious conversation, like, I apologize, but he was coming from where he was coming from. just the ridiculousness. Anyways, so you can find me online at Arielle Knits, and I will put our latest YouTube video out. It's how to crochet a granny square. So if you want to learn that, check out the tutorial.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Last but not least, Raven.
So my favorite part was the slow descent from no, this makes total sense, you know, bigger picture chess to conspiracy theory board to just drunk. Playing that out was a lot of fun, and watching Jonas Mira stuff and Mira just giving it to Temryu was amazing.
Yeah.
Taking no prisoners. That was all great.
That's our girl.
You can find me next. I'll be producing Where Things Go South on Friday at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, right back here. And then Wood Cavalcade at the same time on Saturday. And running Animus Absentus at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time also on Saturday. That's me for the rest of the week. And yeah, we're gonna go on a raid. We're gonna go raid Joshua Barbeau, who's doing tabletop stuff as well. You'll remember him from I think a couple seasons ago now, running Peasant Strike Back. So fantastic DM and just nice all-around person. Definitely give him a follow if you're not doing so already. And yeah, that's gonna be it for us. For our sponsors, Fundamental RPG, Grind and Coffee Company. Go to grindandcoffee.co, use the code RABVYN, 13% off your order, and it's really good coffee. And then we've got our raid cry of It's Fine, or feel free to grab any of the others that we've been throwing out there today. Anyways, that'll be it. So thanks again, everybody. Thanks, Michael, for the donations. Everybody for playing, Rowan for running the game, and we will see you Friday. Bye, everybody.